Aiden Hale stood inside the engineering bay of the human exploration ship Horizon Whisper, listening to the soft hum of the engines. The ship moved calmly through open space, its silver hull shining against the endless darkness. Aiden enjoyed this quiet time. He was a young engineer, clever with machines, gentle with people, and always curious about what waited beyond the next star. He loved fixing things. He loved helping people even more. While checking the navigation logs, Aiden noticed something unusual. A small red marker blinked near the edge of a thick, glowing nebula. The signal was faint, so faint that most people would ignore it. But Aiden never ignored strange signals. Strange signals usually meant someone needed help. He leaned closer to the screen. A small vessel was drifting with no clear path. No rotation. No radio signals. No signs of control. Aiden's eyebrows lifted. "A disabled shuttle? Out here?" He quickly reported the signal to the bridge. The ship's calm AI confirmed that the vessel did not belong to any known human group. When the captain arrived, she looked at Aiden with interest. "Aiden, you were the first to notice this. You'll join the team." Aiden nodded. He felt a warm mix of excitement and responsibility. Within minutes, a rescue shuttle was prepared. Aiden put on his light exploration suit, checked his tools twice, and stepped inside the small craft with 2 other crew members. The shuttle separated from the Horizon Whisper and glided through the black sea of stars toward the lonely signal. As they approached, the drifting vessel came into view. It was elegant, smooth curves, soft blue lines, glowing faintly like moonlight trapped in crystal. Definitely not human. Definitely alien. The moment Aiden saw it, he felt something gentle about its design. It was beautiful and strangely calming. The shuttle connected with the alien vessel using a universal docking seal. Aiden entered first. Inside, the air smelled like soft flowers. The walls shimmered like silver dust. Everything was clean and peaceful, but the lights flickered weakly. Something was wrong with the power core. Aiden moved carefully, scanning the hall. Life signs detected. 3. The AI whispered in his ear. He walked to the main chamber and froze, not out of fear, but out of pure surprise. 3 alien women lay unconscious on smooth white seats. They appeared fully adult, with soft pastel skin and hair that seemed to glow faintly like starlight. Their features were gentle, calm, and peaceful. Their clothing was simple and ceremonial, with patterns that resembled the night sky. Aiden could not help but whisper, "They're beautiful." But it was not beauty that held his attention. It was the quiet, vulnerable way they rested. They looked exhausted, like travelers who had suffered too long. Aiden stepped closer, scanning them. Their vitals are stable but weak. They need help. The rescue team carried the women carefully back to the shuttle. Aiden held the last one, noticing her soft blue hair shimmer when it caught the light. She seemed lighter than a human. Her breathing was slow but steady. When the shuttle reached the Horizon Whisper, medical staff took over. The alien women were placed in a peaceful recovery room with warm lights and soft beds. Humans always tried to offer comfort to guests, no matter their species. Aiden stayed to assist the medical team. He watched over the women for hours, checking their vitals, adjusting the temperature, and repairing the translation module found on their ship. Finally, the first woman opened her eyes. Her irises glowed like tiny moons. She looked around with confusion, then at Aiden. Her expression softened. "You saved us." The translation module struggled, but the message came through. Aiden smiled kindly. "Yes, you're safe now. Don't worry." Another woman woke next, then the third. They looked at the humans with surprise, curiosity, and quiet gratitude. The woman with soft silver hair spoke first. We did not think any traveler would find us. Our navigation core failed. We were drifting toward the nebula. We thought we would not return. Aiden replied gently, I'm glad we found you in time. The tallest of the three, with long violet hair, placed a hand over her heart. In our culture, those who save our lives earn a sacred promise. Aiden blinked. A promise? She nodded. Yes. A life debt promise, a vow to stand beside the one who saved us. Aiden felt awkward. You don't owe me anything. I was only doing my duty. But the three women stepped forward with serious expressions. The smallest of them, with pale blue skin, said softly, In our language we say, When I come of age, I will marry you. It is the only phrase we have to express complete lifelong gratitude. It is not romantic. It means we are forever loyal to the one who rescued us. Aiden's eyes widened. The phrase sounded romantic in human culture, but clearly meant something else in theirs. He raised both hands gently. It's okay. You don't have to say anything like that. I don't expect anything. The three women exchanged confused glances. You decline the vow? The violet-haired one asked. Aiden shook his head quickly. No, I'm not declining. I just want you to rest first. We can talk later. The women looked relieved. The first woman bowed her head. My name is Lyra. The violet-haired woman bowed next. I am Celine. The smallest woman smiled softly. And I am Arya. We are Lunari, peaceful travelers of the luminous star paths. Aiden introduced himself in return. I'm Aiden Hale, human engineer. Happy to meet you. The Lunari studied him with quiet interest. Arya stepped closer and touched a glowing wrist device. We felt warmth, a gentle hand. Was that you? Aiden looked away shyly. I only carried you to the shuttle. Lyra's lips curved into a soft smile. Then you were the first light we saw after darkness. Celine nodded. In Lunari culture, that makes you a guide, a person of safety. Aiden felt embarrassed, but also strangely honored. He never expected anyone to view him as a guide. The medical team ran additional tests, confirming the Lunari were stable. Captain Mira visited and welcomed the guests, offering them full hospitality until they could repair their shuttle. When she left, Aiden remained. He felt responsible, connected somehow, not by force, but by concern. Lyra studied him. Why did you help us? You gain nothing. Aiden shrugged lightly. Because that's what humans do. We help when we can. Celine tilted her head. Even toward strangers? Especially toward strangers, Aiden said with a warm smile. The Lunari exchanged looks of surprise. Their species believed in peace, but they rarely met travelers willing to help without expecting something in return. Arya stepped closer, her moonlit eyes soft. Then humans are truly special. Aiden laughed lightly. Not really. We're just human. But the Lunari disagreed silently. In their hearts, they felt something rare, something gentle and bright. Aiden spent the next hours repairing their navigation core using human tools. The Lunari watched him with admiration, amazed at how easily he solved problems. He explained his work in simple words, and they listened with deep interest. When he finished, he wiped his hands and stood up. There. Your ship should work again once your strength returns. Lyra placed a hand on her chest. Aiden Hale, you have our promise. Before he could respond, all three Lunari spoke the traditional vow together. When I come of age, I will marry you. The translation module delivered the phrase clearly, too clearly. Aiden almost choked. That sounds very serious. Celine smiled calmly. Do not fear. It is not romantic. It is a vow of trust, loyalty, gratitude. It binds our futures in peace. Aiden sighed with relief. unaware of the misunderstanding that would soon shake the entire human station. For now, he simply smiled. "I'm honored, and I'm glad you're safe." Lyra nodded. "We are safe and because of you, and we will remember that forever." And so, the simple act of kindness, the simple decision to answer a faint signal, became the beginning of a story that would change everything. Aiden Hale did not know it yet, but the universe had just connected his fate with the Lunari in a way he could never imagine. The horizon. Whisper continued its calm journey through the star lanes, but inside the ship, peace did not last for long. News traveled fast, much faster than any engine Aiden had ever repaired. Within a few hours, almost everyone on the ship knew one thing. Aiden Hale is engaged to 3 alien ambassadors. Of course, this was completely wrong. Aiden had no idea this rumor even existed. He was in the medical bay, helping the Lunari adjust to human food and gentle exercises. But outside the room, the station was exploding with excitement. Crew members whispered in the corridors. Scientists stopped working just to talk. Even the ship's cook prepared a special dessert shaped like miniature stars, calling it the diplomatic celebration cake. The misunderstanding had grown legs, wings, and a hyperdrive. Aiden remains confused. Inside the medical bay, Aiden worked quietly. He was helping Celine test the new translation module while Lyra and Arya sat on soft chairs, studying the glowing human screens with fascination. Lyra spoke first. "Aiden, your people are very expressive." Aiden raised an eyebrow. "Expressive how?" "Many humans looked at us today and smiled in big ways," Arya said softly. "Some waved. Some even congratulated us." "Why congratulations?" Aiden stared at her. "Congratulated you? For what?" Celine tilted her head. "For our vow, the one we spoke to you." Aiden felt a chill run down his arms. "Oh no." Lyra leaned forward. "Is something wrong?" Aiden rubbed the back of his neck. "Well, in human culture, the words you used, they sound like a romantic promise, like a wedding proposal." For a moment, the room became completely silent. Then all 3 Lunari spoke at the same time, wide-eyed. "What?" The translation module translated perfectly, making it echo dramatically around the room. Aiden nodded with embarrassment. "Yeah, humans think you want to marry me." Arya covered her face with both hands, glowing lightly from embarrassment. "Oh, stars. That is not what we meant." Celine looked horrified. "This is a problem. We only wanted to express our deepest gratitude." Lyra sighed. "Aiden, what do we do?" Aiden thought carefully. "We just need to explain it. Humans will understand. They're used to cultural differences." But Aiden was wrong. Humans did understand cultural differences, but they loved big stories even more. The rumors grow even bigger. Meanwhile, outside the medical bay, the rumor had evolved. The Lunari were princesses from a royal moon colony. The vow was a sacred interstellar engagement ritual. Aiden was now a key figure in alien-human diplomacy. Some even claimed he was chosen by prophecy. None of this was true, of course, but rumors never cared about truth. Rumors only cared about being entertaining. Captain Mira walked through the corridors with a hand over her face, trying to calm confused crew members. "No," she said for the 10th time, "Aiden is not marrying anyone." "But Captain," one crew member said, "the Lunari said the vow. It was translated clearly." "Yes," the captain sighed, "but it means something totally different in their culture." Another crew member asked, "Should we prepare a diplomatic ceremony?" "No." Mira almost wanted to hide in her office. She respected her crew, but sometimes humans were too enthusiastic for their own good. The Lunari tried to fix the situation. Back in the medical bay, the Lunari women decided to take action. "We must correct this misunderstanding," Celine said seriously. Arya nodded. "Let us speak with the captain and explain it ourselves." Lyra looked at Aiden. "Will you come with us?" Your presence brings calm. Aiden smiled. Of course, I'll help. The Lunari stood up, still a little weak, but determined. Their soft glow brightened slightly, showing confidence in their decision. Together they walked out of the medical bay and entered the main hallway. People stared. People whispered. Someone even clapped. Aiden looked at the ground, face red. I think the rumor got out of control, Lyra whispered. Aiden, I think out of control is too small for this. A group of engineers passed by and gave Aiden a thumbs up. One of them said, Great choice, man. Aiden groaned into his hands. The Lunari exchanged confused looks. Celine asked, Why did he congratulate you again? Aiden just shook his head. I don't even know anymore. Meeting the captain. The four finally reached the bridge, where Captain Mira stood waiting with a tired smile. Welcome, she said kindly. I believe we have something important to discuss. Lyra stepped forward. Captain Mira, we need to explain something important. Our vow to Aiden was not romantic. It is a Lunari expression meaning gratitude and life honor, not marriage. The captain nodded. I understand. Unfortunately, the rest of the ship does not. Celine asked, How can they misunderstand so strongly? Mira sighed. Humans are emotional creatures, beautiful but emotional. When they hear a phrase like, I will marry you, they react quickly. Aiden scratched his cheek. And loudly. The captain nodded. Very loudly. Arya spoke softly. We do not wish to cause confusion. We only wish to honor Aiden. Mira gave them a gentle smile. Your intention was pure. Humans will understand once we explain it properly. But even while she said this, the ship's communication panel beeped. Mira pressed the button. A cheerful voice filled the room. Captain, should we start planning the alliance ceremony? Mira closed her eyes in pain. No, please stand by. She turned back to the group. This is going to take time. Human curiosity meets Lunari calm. While the captain sent an announcement to the ship trying to clear the misunderstanding, she asked Aiden and the Lunari to wait in the observation lounge. The lounge had giant windows showing the shining nebula outside. Soft seats and warm lights made it feel peaceful. The Lunari loved the room immediately. Arya walked to the window and pressed her glowing hand against it. Your ship is beautiful. Celine studied the stars. Humans travel far for such a young species. Lyra looked at Aiden, her expression soft. You helped us not only with repairs, but also with calmness. You did not treat us like mysteries. You treated us like people. Aiden smiled shyly. Well, you are people. Lyra's eyes warmed. Many do not see that so easily. Aiden sat down. Humans are curious, sometimes too curious. But our curiosity usually comes from kindness, not from danger. Arya smiled softly. We feel that. Your people are loud but warm. Celine nodded. Your misunderstanding is strange, but also charming. Aiden rubbed his forehead. Please don't call it charming. It's stressful. The Lunari laughed gently, a sound like tiny chimes. A calm talk turns into something deeper. After some quiet time, Aiden asked, Can you tell me more about your vow, the real meaning? Lyra nodded. On our world, when someone saves your life, they become a guiding star for you. It is not romantic. It means respect and deep trust. Celine added, Our phrase, when I come of age, I will marry you, is ancient. In old Lunari language, marry meant to bind paths together, not romantic union. Arya said softly, It meant, when I grow stronger, I will stand by your side. Aiden listened with growing admiration. That's actually beautiful. Lyra smiled. We are glad you think so. Celine noted, We will use clearer words now. We do not want humans to misunderstand again. Aiden laughed. Thank you. I don't mind the vow, really. I just don't want the entire ship planning my imaginary wedding. Aria giggled. Humans are very dramatic. Tell me about it, Aiden sighed. The captain returns with news. After an hour, Captain Mira returned with relief on her face. I have issued an official announcement explaining everything. I think the ship finally understands. Aiden exhaled deeply. Thank goodness. But Mira raised a finger. However, not everyone believed it. Some think you are all hiding a secret romance to avoid pressure. Aiden nearly fell out of his chair. What? Why? The captain shrugged helplessly. Humans love stories, especially dramatic ones. Lyra pressed her hand to her forehead. This problem is larger than we thought. Celine sighed. Do humans always imagine extra things? Mira nodded. Always, Arya whispered. We are doomed. But Aiden stood up, determined. Relax. We'll handle this together, no matter how confusing it gets. The Lunari looked at him with warm gratitude. Lyra said softly, Then our vow remains true. We stand beside you. Celine smiled. We trust you. Arya nodded. Our paths are joined for peace. Aiden felt something warm in his chest. Not romance, not obligation, something different. Something like the first spark of a bond deeper than friendship. A bond that would soon shape the future of two civilizations. Life on the horizon. Whisper slowly returned to normal, or at least as normal as possible, after half the ship believed Aiden Hale was involved in an interstellar marriage situation. After Captain Mira's announcement, most humans finally accepted that the Lunari vow was not a romantic promise. But even then, many crew members remained curious. They had never met Lunari before. They had never seen beings who glowed softly like moonlight or spoke with such calm grace. The Lunari women, Lyra, Celine, and Arya, were becoming the quiet stars of the ship, and Aiden was becoming their unofficial guide. Aiden shows the Lunari human life. Aiden wanted to make sure the Lunari felt welcome, so he invited them to explore different areas of the ship. Their first stop was the engineering bay, Aiden's favorite place. The room was warm with machinery, filled with blinking lights, rotating parts, humming cores, and floating holoscreens. To the Lunari, it felt like stepping inside a living creature made of light and metal. Lyra looked around with wide eyes. Your ship is alive with energy, Aiden smiled. Engineering room tends to look messy, but everything has a purpose. Celine leaned near a glowing panel. Human machines are bold. They do not hide their strength. Aiden laughed. That's one way to describe it. Arya studied a rotating hollow model of the ship. Your species travels without fear. You fly between stars as if they are simple destinations. Aiden shrugged. We're still learning, but humans like exploring. The unknown excites us. Lyra touched a smooth metal surface. Your curiosity is loud, but beautiful. Aiden blinked. Loud, but beautiful? Celine nodded. Yes, humans feel emotions so strongly they fill entire rooms. Aiden grinned. That sounds accurate. The Lunari teach Aiden about their culture. As they explored, the Lunari also shared things about themselves. Arya explained, Our homeworld, Lunaris, is quiet. Everything glows softly, even our forests. Our cities are silent, like floating stars. Celine added, We communicate with peaceful gestures. Our sounds are calm. We avoid loud expressions. Aiden chuckled. Well, humans are loud almost all the time. Lyra smiled gently. It is strange to us, but also comforting. Your noise shows life. Your warmth shows truth. Aiden paused at those words. Thanks. That means a lot. For a moment, they simply walked together, their steps soft against the metal floor. Humans show their true nature. Later, Aiden took them to the common hall, where humans relaxed during break hours. The Lunari watched children playing a simple zero-gravity game, laughing as they floated gently in the air. The kids waved at the Lunari, their smiles bright and free. Arya whispered, "They are not afraid of us." Aiden nodded. "Why would they be? Your guests." Lyra looked emotional. Many species fear what is different. Selene observed the adults working, talking, and joking together. "Humans trust easily. You open your hearts quickly." Aiden shrugged. "Sometimes that causes problems, but more often it builds friendships." Arya smiled. "Then it is a beautiful trait." Suddenly, a human nurse passed by carrying a tray. She accidentally dropped it. Metal cups clattered across the floor. Before Aiden could move, Lyra gently lifted her glowing hand. The cups floated back onto the tray, guided by a soft, lunar blue energy. The nurse gasped. "Oh, thank you!" Lyra bowed her head. "You are welcome!" The nurse beamed. "See, Aiden? They're perfect guests." Aiden laughed awkwardly, while the Lunari giggled at the human excitement. The Lunari see humanity's heart. The next place Aiden brought them was the science wing. There, human scientists were working on peaceful tech, water-purifying modules, energy-saving engines, and environment-friendly reactors. Selene ran her fingers across a model of a terraforming drone. "You build to help, not to harm." Aiden nodded. "Humans work harder when it helps someone." Arya touched a tiny glowing plant in a sealed container. "You try to create life on new worlds?" "Yes," Aiden said softly. "We want other planets to grow." "We want life everywhere." Lyra smiled at him. "Aiden, your species is full of hope." Aiden looked embarrassed. "We try." Selene turned to him seriously. "We misjudged humans. When we first saw you, we thought your species might be chaotic, loud, unpredictable." Aiden nodded slowly. "We are those things. But also," Selene continued, "you are kind, creative, fearless, compassionate. It is rare to see a species with such balance." Aiden felt warmth in his chest. "Thank you. It means a lot that you think so." The Lunari women exchanged gentle smiles. A conversation. Under the stars. That night, Aiden took them to the observation deck, where giant windows showed millions of shining stars. The nebula glowed like cotton candy light across the darkness. The Lunari loved it instantly. Arya pressed both hands to the glass. "It feels like home." Lyra nodded. "Yes, it looks like the luminous paths." Selene whispered, "We are grateful you brought us here." Aiden joined them, standing quietly. "I'm glad you like it." For a moment, no one spoke. Then Lyra broke the silence. "Aiden, we must tell you something." Aiden turned to her. "What is it?" Lyra took a soft breath. "We have discussed your species among ourselves. We believe humans are special." Aiden blinked. "Special? How?" Selene stepped forward. "Your people helped us without hesitation. You gave us warmth, food, medical care, and comfort." Arya added, "You fixed our ship. You guided us with kindness. You defended us from embarrassment." Lyra placed a hand over her heart. "Your people did all this without asking for anything. No reward, no promise, just pure intention." Aiden looked down, embarrassed. "That's just what we do." But Selene shook her head. "No. Many species do not do this. Many demand payment. Many distrust strangers." Arya whispered, "But humans are light." Aiden felt something shift inside him, a soft, glowing feeling he couldn't quite explain. "The vow," explained again. Lyra looked at Aiden seriously. "We wish to speak about our vow again." Aiden nodded slowly. "Okay." Selene spoke gently. "Our vow was not romantic. It was not meant to cause confusion." Arya said, We do not want you to feel pressure. Aiden smiled softly. I don't. I promise. Lyra's next words were calm but powerful. For us, that vow means we will stand with you, not as lovers, not as servants, but as allies. Celine continued. It means we respect you deeply. Arya added. It means your kindness changed our lives. Aiden swallowed lightly. He had never expected anything like this. He only wanted to help 3 strangers, but now they were no longer strangers. They felt connected, not in a romantic way, in a way deeper than that, in a way that felt like destiny gently guiding their paths together. Aiden makes his own promise. Aiden took a breath and looked at each of them carefully. Lyra, Celine, Arya, he said softly. I never wanted anything from you. I only wanted you to feel safe. Lyra nodded. We know, Aiden continued, but now that I know what your vow really means, I want to say something back. The Lunari waited silently. Aiden placed a hand over his heart. I promise I will stand with you too, as a friend, as a guide, as someone you can trust. Arya's eyes shined. Celine whispered, Aiden. Lyra closed her eyes for a moment, touched deeply. When she opened them, the soft glow around her brightened. Then our vow is shared. Celine said, Our paths join freely. Arya whispered, Together. The 4 stood in front of the window, their reflections glowing softly under the nebula's light. In that moment, no misunderstandings existed. No rumors, no confusion, just a pure bond between humans and Lunari. A bond born from kindness. A bond that would only grow stronger from here. And somewhere deep inside the horizon whisper, a quiet shift began. A feeling of change, of unity. A feeling that the future would be brighter because these 4 souls had met. Aaron stood at the edge of the horizon valley, feeling the warm wind move through the tall silver grass. The sun of Aeloria's 3rd day cycle cast a gentle golden light across the land. It had been many years since the day he rescued the alien women from the crashed ship. He was no longer the small boy who held their hands and promised to protect them. He was a grown man now, calm, confident, and aware of the responsibility he carried. Life in Harmony Settlement had changed greatly since those early times. Humans and the rescued alien women, known as the Sarana, worked together in every part of the colony. New homes had been built, new jobs created, and new dreams shaped. The Sarana elders often said the colony had been saved because one small human boy once refused to look away when others needed help. Aaron smiled softly at the thought. He walked toward the central plaza where a special gathering was being held. Today was not an ordinary day. It was the day of Oath Renewal, an event celebrated by both humans and Sarana. Long ago, after the rescue, the Sarana women made a cultural promise. When you come of age, we will honor you as the one who saved our lives. It had nothing to do with marriage in a romantic sense. It was a traditional Sarana phrase, meaning, when you grow up, we will stand by you as family and lifelong allies. Now that he was an adult, the Sarana wished to formally honor that vow. Aaron felt nervous but also deeply grateful. He entered the plaza. Large, colorful banners decorated the space, showing symbols of unity, circles of humans and Sarana holding hands. People filled the area, laughing, talking, and preparing for the ceremony. The rescued women, now respected leaders in many professions, stood together near the stage. They saw him and smiled warmly. Lyra, one of the first Sarana women he helped during the crash, stepped forward. Her long blue hair shimmered in the light. She had always been gentle with him, even when he was young and frightened. Aaron, she greeted softly. You look well. He nodded. Thank you, Lyra. You also look peaceful today. Peace comes easily, she replied, when a promise is about to be fulfilled. Aaron took a breath. I hope I can honor your traditions correctly. You already have, she said with a calm smile. The ceremony is only a symbol of what already exists. Before he could reply, the sound of soft chimes echoed across the plaza. Everyone turned toward the raised platform. Elder Kalis, the leader of the Sarana community, stepped onto it. His robes were decorated with silver leaves and glowing crystals. He lifted his hand, and the crowd fell silent. Today, Elder Kalis began, we gather to honor a promise made many cycles ago. A promise spoken not as a contract of property or romance, but as a bond of gratitude and unity. When the Sarana survivors were rescued from danger, a young human boy extended his kindness to us. He offered safety without judgment, help without hesitation, and hope without asking for anything in return. Aaron felt heat rise in his chest. He had never thought of what he did as special. Elder Kalis continued, on that day, according to our old tradition, our people spoke. When you come of age, we will honor you as one of our own. Today, we fulfill that cultural vow. Applause spread through the plaza. Lyra, Mira, Sore, and the other rescued women stood proudly, their eyes reflecting warmth. Kalis raised his hand toward Aaron. Come. Aaron walked onto the platform. Every step felt heavy with meaning. When he reached the center, Lyra stepped beside him and placed a shimmering cloth band around his wrist. Mira followed, placing a small crystal pendant around his neck. Sore gave him a carved wooden ring, a symbol of unity. Each item represented a different part of the Sarana culture. The cloth band, trust. The crystal pendant, shared future. The carved ring, family beyond blood. Lyra spoke first. Aaron, this band is for the trust you gave us when we had nothing. You treated us with respect even when you were a child. You showed us that kindness has no age. Our people wear this band only for those they consider part of their inner circle. Mira placed a hand over her heart. The pendant represents the future we share. Humans and Sarana now live together because you gave us a chance to rebuild our lives. Sore smiled. And the ring symbolizes that you now belong to both worlds. You are human, but also Sarana in spirit. From today, we consider you part of our extended family. Aaron swallowed the emotion rising in his throat. I don't know if I deserve all this. Lyra gently shook her head. You deserve it more than you understand. Elder Kalis spoke again. Now, Aaron of Earthborn humans, you may speak. Aaron looked at the crowd. His hands trembled slightly, but he steadied them. When I was a child, he began, I didn't know what the right thing was. I only knew that people were hurt and needed help. I didn't expect anything in return, ever. What I did was simple. Anyone could have done it. He paused, then shook his head lightly. But now I understand. A simple act can change the lives of many. I didn't rescue you alone. My parents helped, the colony helped, but you chose to honor me. For this, I am grateful, and I will do my best to honor your trust, your culture, and this shared home. The crowd applauded again, this time louder. Elder Kalis stepped forward. Then the oath is complete. A gentle wave of music began as members of both species lifted glowing lanterns into the air. They floated upward like stars rising from the ground. The ceremony slowly dissolved into celebration. Tables filled with food were brought out. Children laughed. And groups danced to soft drums and wind instruments. Aaron walked to the edge of the plaza, breathing in the peaceful air. Lyra joined him. You did well, she said. I was afraid I'd say something wrong. Your heart guides you, Lyra replied. That is enough. They stood in silence for a long moment, not the uncomfortable kind, just peaceful. After a while, Lyra turned to him. Aaron, do you remember the old promise we made? The one about marriage? He flushed slightly. Yes. but I know it was only a cultural phrase. She nodded. It was. When we said, when you come of age, we'll marry you, we meant something different from the human meaning. It is our old way of saying, you will never be alone. We will support you as long as we live. It is a vow of loyalty, not romance. Erin relaxed. That makes more sense. But, she added gently, now that you are grown, the meaning expands. It becomes a choice. You are free to accept us as family, as equals, as partners in building this world. No pressure, only open doors. Erin smiled. I accept the bond, not because of the old promise, but because of who you are. Lyra's eyes softened. Then today, a new chapter begins. As night settled across the land, glowing trees lit the valley. Humans and Serana danced, laughed, and shared stories. The rescued women walked beside Erin, guiding him as equals, not as people who owed him anything. The promise of long ago had transformed. It was no longer a vow from frightened survivors to a small boy. It was now a bond of unity between adults who shared a home, a purpose, and a future. And as Erin looked at the stars rising over Aloria, he knew one thing clearly. Humanity and Serana would build their destiny together, side by side.